I got the money or whatever, and then I went to college and did the whole college thing, but I was so caught up in what I was doing and auditioning and going back and forth in LA, prove myself to these directors and stuff, like I can do this job, and it's a lot. And I booked some more jobs, I booked some more tours, and I don't know if you guys know, if you're ever in any arts classes in college, you can only miss like 3 classes. So I would save all the days that I was like really sick, I would still go to class because I knew that I needed to use those days in case I booked a tour.
Wait, let me pause you there. I'm sorry. Do you guys hear what she's saying about attendance? Let me tell you guys real quick about me. I didn't learn the importance of attendance until later on in my life. And this is why I'm so big on it with you guys. Cyrian understood it early on. I didn't. Okay, so I don't want you guys to make the same mistakes that I've made, because it made my journey longer and harder because I didn't apply the simple things of understanding, hey, even if you're sick, not saying if you're like tremendously like sick or whatever, but let's just say you have a little headache. If you can pick up your cell phone and text a friend, then you can go to class. So going to class with just that little headache and being able to not miss a day versus when you really, really, really need it. So when you're really sick or you really have somewhere you want to go with your family and friends, you have those days saved up. But you guys know, I think you can only miss like, 3 days before it's counted against you. Am I right?
You get a whole letter grade.
So listen to this, in high school, you're going to have classes that you're not very interested in, and you may want to go home early, because I was that high school girl. I wasn't really excited.
I used to call her from Avid class, and I used to say, Trey, where you at? Y'all have no idea.
You guys have no idea. So why do I push you guys so hard? Because I was that girl. I was at home in the bed while everybody else was. I didn't even have dreams of going to college. I'll tell you guys about all that later. But anyways, continue, Cyrian.
I was just telling you guys, I had booked commercials and other tours with other mainstream artists and everything. Some of them I had to turn down because I felt like I was really afraid of my mom. My mom worked in the correctional facilities and she was super strict. It was always like, your job is to go to school and to get a degree. That's all I'm asking you to do. I've booked a few jobs that would have took me out of school for 2 months or 3 months at a time. I could not do it. I declined the job. When you start declining all those jobs like that, your agent drops you. Me not being voiceful of saying I'm in school, because the agents don't care if you're in school or not. Because in their eyes, it's like you really don't need a degree to pursue a career in dance or choreography. But I knew that education was important, and I knew that if my legs didn't work, what was I gonna do? So I knew that this degree would help me, even though it was all bad timing for me, because my career didn't happen the way most people's careers happen. Most people's careers happen in dance where they just keep going to auditions and for years and they never book a job. My first job that I booked, I only went to 3 auditions before I booked them. That says a lot. But because I was in school, it kind of hindered me in a good way. But like I said, I was more afraid, and my mom was like, look, if you're gonna choose to go the audition route, you got 3 months to come up with first and last month's rent, and then you gotta get out, because you're either gonna work full time or you're gonna go to school in my house. Because obviously, if I just went to auditions, I can't make any money and I can't support myself. That was a really tough decision, but because I was scared, like I have a lot of dancer friends, they left their houses and they all would stay in an apartment of like 20 people, no lie. They all on the couch, all on the floor, fighting for their dream. And I was like, I like to dance, but I don't like it that much where I don't have a place to lay my head. But for some people, that's where it is. And so my mom was like, that's just what it is. She's like, I'm not mad, I'm not angry, but just know that this is the decision that you're going to make for the rest of your life, and it's going to affect the rest of your life. So that's basically what I ended up doing. I ended up finishing school, and actually my last 3 weeks of school, I booked Missy Elliott. It would have took me out for 3 weeks, and I chose to finish college because that's the only thing my mom asked me to do. That was a very hard decision and pivotal decision in my career, because it would have changed the trajectory of where I am now and maybe how fast I got there. But I don't really regret anything. I'm glad I got my piece of paper, because I know a lot of dancers and a lot of performers, I should say, they don't have that piece of paper. And then when they get older and they can't produce live art the way that they would like to, that means that they don't work. No offense. I mean, honest living is honest living, or bussing tables, doing stuff like that. Honest living is honest living. I never had to do all that. I could have been somebody's waitress. I could have been working at McDonald's. I chose to only work jobs that pertain to me and my career. So if I wasn't dancing, then I was teaching dance. If I wasn't teaching, then I was doing choreography. I'm a firm believer that when you want to really do something, you have to look at the lane and all of its purposes. Some people have a one-track mind. I just want to dance. Well, there's other things to do in the theater besides dance. You can be a production. You can be making the stage. You can be making the lights. You can be making the scenery. For dancers, you can be creative directing. You can do choreography. You can do casting. Be the liaison between what's happening on the camera and how other people are perceiving it. That means, have you guys ever watched a movie and then you realize they're wearing a different shirt, but it's the same scene? You know how much money they get paid? Over $2,000 of doing that all day on set. I'm telling you guys, and I'm only throwing out figures because I'm saying that people think it's the end of the world when they're not able to do what they really want to do in life, but it's not the end of the world. You have to figure out jobs that are still working towards you and your goals. I've even hooked up students and they didn't want to do nothing in production. I'm like, look, if you're not dancing right now and if you can't book a job right now, why don't you be a PA assistant? Why don't you figure out how things work behind the camera? So I'm going to take you along with me and I'm hooking you up with this PA position. And then this one guy liked it so much, he started working with the actual film crew. People saw that he worked so good at it. They said, hey, you know those cords that you have to, you see when the cameras move and they have all those cords? When you have a camera rolling, there's a lot of cords and the camera people can get caught up in those cords. So there's always a person behind them reeling up the cord. They get paid like $50 an hour. He was ecstatic when I was like hooking them up. He had no idea. And all his mind was like, oh, I just want to dance. I just want to dance. I was like, trust me on this. All right, y'all. I had a good time talking with y'all. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like, share, and subscribe. Click the button. Just click the button. Peace out. I appreciate you.